February 13th, 2022, Super Bowl 56 has occurred. Slim Shady, aka Eminem, kneeled during his performance at the Pepsi halftime show at the SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. This came following the rumors the NFL turned down his request to make the gesture during his performance. The moment came during Eminem's performance of Lose Yourself. He ended the song and collapsed down to one knee as Anderson .Paak was playing the drums to his right, and the guitar players and a piano player surrounded him. The crowd roared at M's action. Eminem remained on one knee as Dr. Dre then hit the keys to play Tupac Shakur's I Ain't Mad at You. Maybe some of y'all remember, in 2016, former San Francisco 49ers player Colin Kaepernick began kneeling as a sign of protest to bring attention to the oppression that the black community faced, racial inequality, and black men and women dying at the hands of police. After facing backlash from both outside and inside the organization, the NFL enacted a national anthem policy in 2018 that required players and league personnel on the sideline to stand for the anthem, but they could also remain in the locker room if they did not want to stand. So what was the point of all that? Well, after Eminem had did such a lot of us have viewed a Eminem thing, right? Define what someone tells him and stands for what he wants to stand for, or in this case, kneel for. A lot of people were saying that Eminem did that, for Colin Kaepernick. Not for Colin Kaepernick, but for standing up against the police injustice and the injustices that still happen to this day. But standing up for what Colin Kaepernick stood for at that time. But what people kind of failed to realize is that actually Eminem was kneeling down actually as a tribute to Tupac. I don't know if you guys noticed, but Dr. Dre was playing the notes to Tupac Shakur's I Ain't Mad at You. And some people were thinking he was actually doing that as honoring Colin Kaepernick, but it actually was for Tupac, a tribute to him. And I understand people kind of got that confused because they told Dr. Dre not to say in his song Still Not Dre, or Forgot About Dre. I forgot which one it was exactly, which song, but either way, the lyrics was Still Not Loving Police. So they figured since Dr. Dre had said Still Not Loving the Police, that's why Eminem had kneeled. No, I'm pretty sure Eminem kneeled because he was showing tribute to Tupac. Nevertheless, I want you guys to sit down and actually think about this. What if his reason was for standing up for Colin Kaepernick? How strange would that really be? That he's only a Caucasian man. Like all those stars, he's a Caucasian one. How strange and crazy would that be that the one that is standing for the injustices for black people and is actually kneeling is Eminem by itself, and none of the other black stars decide to kneel. How crazy that would look and how crazy that would be if he did it solely for standing up against the injustices that was happening to black folks. How crazy would that look? Quite. If that was the main goal. That's why I said it makes more sense he was doing it for Tupac. A tribute to Tupac. But one last thing. Think about how powerful it would be, and it would have been, if Kendrick Lamar, Mary J. Blige, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, 50 Cent, and Eminem each lined it up and actually did kneel. Just think about that. How historical and powerful each of them are. Think about if each of them actually kneeled down. ARD out.